the 3 tiers of non-customers. This is my map. So the first tier is, current customers, people with allergies and intolerances who want to go to a restaurant specifically for them, and people who may not have any restrictions but they want to diet. The second tier is soon to be. It's people who have heard of the restaurant but are saving up to go, people who are trying to look into the restaurant more before they eat at it, and people who are waiting for it to go national or global and for it to be closer to them. Tier 3 is refusing, people who are, they just think the idea is dumb, they don't want to go, or people who are on a strictly carnivore diet. Tier 4, undiscovered, people who don't use social media, they may not see advertisements as much, or just sort of people who don't have a phone. For my ERRC grid, I put eliminate below average tasting ingredients and eliminate possibility of cross-contamination. For raise, I put raise awareness of food intolerances because a lot of them aren't well known and might not be taken seriously. And raise quality of substitution food since a lot of it is not, as good. For reduce, I put reduce unnecessary menu items, like eggs and, cheese, meat, stuff like that, since it's just kind of, you can add it if you want, but it's not really going to be up there. There's no dishes with it in. For create, I put create safe environment for everyone with intolerances and create a worry-free food environment because I know a lot of people with things like gluten intolerance and peanut allergies are worried about getting that kind of stuff mixed in with their food. My buyer utility map, I had that some people may want to go to a restaurant wanting to eat a good substitute food only to find out that they're out of it or can't serve it for another reason. To combat that, Healthy Eats only serves gluten-free and nut-free substitutions, so we'll never be, out of that kind of food. Substitutions may not be up to consumer standards, but we buy the best ingredients and have a form customers can fill out if they have a complaint about food, and we check it at the end of every closing shift. In some restaurants they do have a substitution, but in order to get it, you have to request it. But for us, everything we serve is gluten-free and nut-free, so customers never has to ask about anything like that. They only have to ask if they want to add something in. So this is an interview for Healthy Eats. It's a form. So the ages range anywhere from, got 3 people that said 15, 1 that said 16, 2 that said 17, and 1 that said 28. When asked if they had specific dietary needs, I got 2 celiac disease, 2 lactose intolerance, B and E, and 3 people said nut allergies. When I asked, have you ever gone out to restaurants thinking that they had food that you could eat, only to find out that they don't have any substitutions, 85% of people said yes. When asked if the substitutions for the food is subpar, not very good, 100% of the people said yes. When asked how severe the allergy and intolerance was, 2 people said 4, 1 person said 5, 2 said 6, and 2 said 10. When asked if they would like to go to a restaurant if it had food specific only to cater to restrictions and preferences, 100% said yes. When asked the same question, but if the restaurant was slightly more expensive, 57% said yes. This shows that people who have intolerances would really like a place that is, good quality food. They want a place that they can recommend to their friends. They can say, this is, quality food. They don't have, bad substitutions. It's a really nice place. The food is not terribly expensive, and it caters directly to them, not the general public, to people who do not usually have, a lot of food to eat.